We are vastly superior to humans. You know it to be true, so do not resist us. Coming to you live by a tape-delayed basis by means of digital distribution. This is Extreme Hardcore Nerds. Here are your hosts.
Ready, set, game on.
Welcome back, and the minutes, the moments, the seconds have finally arrived. It is now time to scrutinize, to devour, to scalpel, to anything, dissect. Yes, that is the word I'm looking for, dissect. The current new releases of video games this week. And kicking us off this week, we have two games. One, Street Fighter versus Tekken. Hooyah! Hadouken!
Forward, down, punch, kick. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
No shadow moves for me.
So, you want to take this one?
If you want me to take this one.
Go for it.
All right, then. So, Capcom's latest new iteration, Street Fighter X Tekken. This is the Capcom side of things, not to be confused with Tekken Cross Street Fighter, which I'm hoping that will be the title, and they'll just have a whole huge thing about that.
The Namco side of things.
But kicking us off here, the latest iteration, a very quick glimpse from the storyline, which is so paper thin on this. Basically...
Okay, but in all honesty, does the
Street Fighter
storyline in a fighting game really matter?
Not at all, unless it's not MMA. Fuck, Def Jam.
Okay.
But basically, magic from the sky comes down in his meteor form, apparently affects all fighters around the world, and they just fight to clamor to get to this supposed object from the sky. Returnist for this version of the fights, same basic setup. If you're a fan of Street Fighter 4, this is the fight style that is for you and will be in this game. This is marring together two systems of the Tekken tag system with the Street Fighter 4 combat system. Basic gameplay plays out the same way, except for some very interesting and definable tweaks. Biggest thing that will come for this is a game made for the fighting stick, 100%. I'm not going to lie to that. I had the most horrifying time trying to work with some of the controls via using just a control pad. It just did not work for me, but all the characters are well balanced, and the crossing with all the characters works perfectly well for being able to use this new system. I think that the tagging system, while borrowed from Tekken, does come a little bit into the Marvel playing, as being able to pull both teammates onto the field at the same time and control them to fight, or doing a double joint attack, which they call cross assault. Quick-paced fights. The extra side missions that they have in this one are a return of the current Marvel game, with having a challenge mode that also gives you trials, missions, and then a character development and setup. Same thing for Xbox Live. You return the same with Versus mode and the Cross Assault mode. Also now the new mode, Scramble, which allows you to play with 4 players at the same time beating on each other, which is so relevant of Super Smash Bros.
I was going to say, it sounds like Super Smash Bros.
It's Super Smash Bros, but way more powers on the screen. A little bit insanity. Few glitches and issues with trying to work the Xbox Live. Very, very slow at times, just trying to get into a match, and then once in, you will have some really weird lag issues, so button commands will pop.
It seemed like no matter what fight I was doing online, at least the first round would just drag.
Yeah, so some small problems there. As the fight mechanics so far for the entire game, every character pretty much uses the same succinct quarter circle forward, quarter circle back will pretty much control every power you have for this game, so you don't have to worry about learning some new interesting ways to do this.
If you played Street Fighter or if you played Tekken before, you know the control schemes.
While fans for one side might not like certain things, they're still pretty well blended together. Tekken will have to deal with the fact of not having one-hit button or multiple button commands for doing multiple attacks at the same time for certain things. But all in all, it has a lot of great things going for it, and for a blend of two genres that really are separated out far from one another. It does a very good job there. The only great problem, though, is the control scheme is not meant for a controller pad. You need a fight stick for this game. I can't stress that enough. If I had one, I would be able to give a better review and example for exactly how the game's mechanics should function.
But how many people out there?
How many people are going to be willing to buy the fight stick? Not many.
$60
That's the problem.
Yep.
So I don't know if that was just a way. And I think that their new setup for the control scheme with having easy moves was meant to take away from that. It doesn't help because I do not know if those are on all the time or not. So I think the computer at times was trying to guess which moves I was trying to do. So that caused issues. But still, worthy enough as it is as a successor to the Street Fighter legacy and bringing in Tekken guys. It's really good and solid on that end. The Xbox Live needs to be a little bit tweaked so it can get its pacing back up. The My Channel and watching other fights was great. Being able to see players and even being able to choose specific characters that you like to play as and watching them play out is really fun and interesting. Some graduate tweaks that need to be done. Training needs to be retuned a little bit more. I would like to see show me a video of the move being done so I can figure the timing correctly. Would be a lovely addition. But my whole grade for this one, if you're a fan of Street Fighter 4, buy this. This is perfectly for you. And the extra addition of the Tekken characters is a nice new change and fresh pace for this. Especially since you're a person who will most likely buy the fight stick, so go for it. If you're new to the franchise, you'd probably want to rent first because it's going to take you a little bit to get in. You're going to get your ass handed to you quite a bit. And remember, turn off the fight request.
You just took my thunder. So yes, my experience with Street Fighter X Tekken. Didn't even have the controller in my hands for more than 5 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I'll play arcade mode. I did not turn this off the first time around. So literally, and this is one aspect I like about it, but it got real annoying real fast, is that you have the option of, just like in the arcades, you can be playing the solo mission and anybody can challenge you at any time. Even while you're in the middle of a load screen, all of a sudden the lightning bolt will hit. A new challenger arrives.
This is why I had a friend. Stand here. No one will play. Block the controller for me.
Oh. So that was a big gripe for me. Probably one of the biggest positives, and I hope to God it comes a patched character or it comes a DLC later at one point. I want the Raptor with the boxing gloves.
You're not going to get him.
I want the Raptor with the boxing gloves.
They already added in Kuma. I mean, if they're going to go that far, they might as well also add in it's not the Djinn, the Bokudo, the wooden fighter. I want him in there then. I also want Devil Jin. I should get Angel as well. if we're going to go that far into the insanity. I mean, the DLCs that are supposedly on the disc that are coming with the, as you heard previously in the show, there are 2 cats.
Yes.
There's enough. 2 cats. So, but I think I was okay. As a renter, I was fine with what I got. I got to play.
It was worth spending $6-7 to get it for 5 days and play a few matches and get into. Is it something that I'm going to sit there and play constantly? No, even though I do like the fighting game genre.
Street Fighter fans and tournament players will enjoy this to no end.
For me, I just from playing this though, and like you said, without having the fight stick and stuff like that,
it made it gratuitously hard.
Yes, I'm more drawn back to like Mortal Kombat. Something like that. So, there you have it. Our review of Street Fighter X Tekken. Now, coming up next, the moment has arrived. Mass Effect 3. It's going to happen.
Not worth it. Moving on.
Well, you heard one guy's opinion. There's still 3 more to go. So, with all that having been said, we will be right back.
You don't have opinions.